Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'll be making a trouser, a wide leg trouser with a cargo pocket and elastic band at the waist. I also made use of is a Fox zip, that is a zip flyer without an actual zip. I'll kind of use this as a design. If this is what you would like to learn, let's get started. The first thing I will do is to draft my starting line because the edge of the fabric the edges are not equal, so I had to go up by 2 inches so that I will get a straight line. I went up by 2 inches and then I drafted my full length. The full length of the trouser is 40 inches. I used the whole 40 inches without adding or minusing anything. That upper side will be my waistline. What I did was to take my hip measurement divided by 4, and I came down by my hip measurement divided by 4, that is 12.5. That is what I'm measuring here. The next thing is to get my new line. To get my new line, because I did not measure the new line, to get my new line, I'll measure what I have from the crotch line to the hem line. I'll divide it by 2 and I'll minus 3 inches. I got 30. 30 divided by 4 is 15. 15 minus 3 is 12. Here at the crotch line, you measure your hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches. If you like, you can add 2.5 inches, but I used 2 inches. From here, you measure what you have. The total of what you have here is what you are going to divide into 2. Divide what you have here by 2 into 2, and then you measure it there. What I had there was I had 14 inches divided by 2 is 7. So that is what you see that I've drafted here, 7 inches. You take the same measurement on your both your knee line and your your hem line. That is for us to get the straight line where we'll be measuring. You say our crotch line, you take the same measure, whatever you have at your crotch, you divide it by 2 and take half at the other side of the line and half at another side of the line. That is what my lap divided by 2 is the same thing as my hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches. So I divided it into 2. That is 14 divided by 2 is 7 inches. You take 7 inches at both sides of the line. That's 7 inches, and then the other side 7 inches as well. On the waistline, you take your hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch. and then you rule it down. You also you connect it to the hip measurement that you already took at the hip line. At this point, I measured my pocket opening, that is 2.5 inches, and also 7.5 inches at the down part. At the crotch, I measure 2 inches upward, and then I connect it to the 3 inches that is already at the crotch line. Make sure you have a very nice curve right there so that your trouser doesn't come out looking funny. At the waistline, you come down by 1.5 inch, 1.5 inch, and then you connect it to the 2.5 inches that I drafted as my pocket opening. That is if you are using a slanted pocket. But if you are not using a slanted pocket, there is no need for you to draft a pocket opening. That is it for our front part of the trouser. We'll be using this front part to cut the back part of the trouser. The back part of the trouser will be having a little bit of an adjustment. It will not be the same cut at the crotch line. You can see me cutting out the crotch part of my front, and then I'll place my front on top of another fabric to cut out the back. At the back, I extended my crotch by 2.5 inches. After extending it by 2.5 inches, I connected it to my new line. I don't want it to get to the hemline so that it will not be too heavy. The back side will not be too heavy, and the front will be going towards the back. That is why I did not connect it fully downward. At the If you can see, what I'm doing here is to add a little bit of allowance to the back side. For the back side, I added 1.5 inches at the up, and then 2 inches at the down. That is the crotch, the extension that is sewn there. 1.5 inch at the waistline and 2 inches at the down part. That is at the curved part. You will be adding 1.5 inch, but when you're getting towards the crotch area, you add 2 inches. That is what I did there. And then at the back waistline, I added 1.5 inch. If you like, you can use 2 inches, but what I used there is 1.5 inch. And then I'm going to connect from that 1.5 inch to the side of the front waistline. So this is it for the drafting of the back panel. And then I went ahead to cut it out. The reason why I did not extend the back crotch extension towards the hemline is because I don't want the back side to start dragging the front part, and then the front part will be going backward. That is why I did not extend it downward, so that it will not be too heavy at the back. This is our trouser pattern. Don't mind the way how big it is. After the whole stitching and the whole allowances, it will come to the main measurement. Alright, because I forgot to cut out my first zipper flyer along with the front part, I decided to cut it out separately, and then I'm going to join it to the front side during the sewing. If you don't want to do this, you can just leave this part. I used 7 inches for the length, and then the wideness I used 1.5 inch. It's almost the same thing as when you're cutting out a zipper flyer for normal trouser. The only difference is that I will not be adding a zipper to this particular one. I will just be closing it up to look as if there is a zipper inside, but I won't be adding zipper. Okay, the band I'll be using for this trouser is the waist. I'll be using the waistband of 2 inches. 2 inches waistband. So I cut out 2.5 inches on fold, so that when you open it up, it will be 5 inches. And then I use the my hip measurement. The length of the band will be my hip measurement plus 8 inches. Just make sure you have enough. The first thing to do now is to sew this zipper flyer at this side. I've already sewn it to the crotch area, and then the next thing I will do is to attach my pocket. Please check my video on how to make a jogger so that you learn how I did this pocket. I've already attached the pocket to the front part of the trouser, and I've also done the zipper flyer. The next thing I'll be doing now is to go to the ironing table, and then I'll iron it down and I make a curve around this area. I'll also be attaching my pocket to the back area. It is a cut together cargo pocket. Okay, I've done the curve and I've also ironed it very well. You see how it is looking as if there is a zipper there. To attach this pocket, I'll measure 3 inches from the waistline. The reason why I kept my apron this way is because I wanted it to be 5 inches. So I minus 3 inches upward because of the elastic band. And then from the center part of the back, I'll measure 3 inches or 2.5. I'm using 3 inches. This is where I'll be attaching my pocket. And then after attaching the pockets, I'll be placing the pocket cover. I'm going to sew it at this down part of the pocket through the whole angle, and I'll leave the upper part open. Also, I'll place my pocket cover this way and I'll sew on it, then turn it over and then top stitch on it. Okay, I've finished attaching my pocket. You see, it's already looking so beautiful. Please, if you want to learn how to make this pocket, indicate at the comment section so that I'll make a video on how to draft the pattern. This is the pattern I used for this particular one. I made two patterns, one for the back pocket and one for the side pocket. I'll place the front panel on the back panel, and then I'll go ahead to sew the side. I'll sew the two sides of the trouser. You can use half an inch, you can use 1 inch, you can use quarter of an inch. That is if you're using an overlocker. You can use quarter of an inch to sew this particular part if you're using an overlocker. But if you're not using an overlocker, you should be using 1 inch or half an inch. I'll make sure the two sides align very well. If you want, please check my video on how to make a jogger to learn how I made this particular pocket. I'll go ahead now and pin it down, then I'll sew it round. Okay, I've finished attaching these two sides together. The next thing I'm going to do now is to place my pocket at the right hand side towards my new area. I'll go ahead now and open it up this way, and then I'll mark the middle part, of the middle of the pocket. From the waistline, I measure downward towards my knee line. That is where I'll be placing my pocket, and then I'll check the middle of the pocket. I'll make sure the middle is exactly on my side seam line. I'll go ahead and stitch it just the same way I did for the back. I've already finished attaching my pocket here. As you can see from here now, my trouser is already taking form. The next thing now is to sew the two back together at the crotch area. Okay, I finished sewing. I'm going to make sure the two seams align. Make sure the two seams align before I sew. Okay, this is how our trouser is looking like right now. The next thing I'm going to do is to attach the band to the waistline area, and I'll also hem the down part. Okay, this is the outcome of our trouser. You see how beautiful it looks. I've done the band. I also insert a rope inside. Please, if you like this video, indicate at the comment section if there is anything you want me to correct, or if there is anything you don't understand in this particular video. Please, you can also indicate at the comment section. This is the outcome. Thank you very much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.